Yeah, are we ready to work out, everybody? Can you clap your hands, Ruby? Clap your hands. Yeah, let's get ready to work out today, all right? Say, you can do it, Ruby. Oh, you could shake your booty too. We'll turn this into a Zumba class if we need to, all right? Dance, 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 dance. Oh, here we go. All right, it's just about 5:30 on the dot, so we are ready to get going. Ruby's going to be here for a little bit of it, but I'll probably send her upstairs for most of it when you guys are going to be cursing my name throughout this workout. But this workout is a culmination of this month, right? We're into week 4 of this program, where we're going to look to bring together pretty much everything that we've done so far this month into this workout. So we're going to start off with some yoga. We're going to get some higher intensity cals and core done today. We're going to get a decent amount of strength work too. But the goal is going to be that high intensity cals core throughout the midpoint of this workout. So like I said, it's a culmination of this 4 weeks of working out that we've done so far. And it's going to put together, like I said, everything that we've done. So a yoga warm-up, cals, core, some strength training, but a good heavy sweat. So we're going to try to get everybody working hard throughout this workout. So then you're going to be giving me a grumpy face at some point, right, Ruby? You'll probably give me a grumpy face throughout a good chunk of this workout, but you'll be happy after it once you're done with it. So if you do need to modify through anything, I'll try to give you modifications when we get to that higher intensity stuff. But right now, let's make our way down onto our backs, all right? So we're going to lay all the way down, flat down onto our backs. And to start ourselves off here, I want to start to focus on our hamstrings. So I just want to come through a straight leg hamstring swing, laying down flat on my back. My left leg is out straight. I swing that leg up towards the sky, and then it comes all the way back down to the ground. The bend in my knee doesn't change at all. Oh, we get motivational kisses from Ruby to start off this workout. Looking for about 10 to 12 reps on this side, and then we switch sides according to your own pace, your own timing. We just want to wake some movement up into these hamstrings first. Ruby, say bye-bye. Say bye-bye, everybody. Say have a good workout. Clap, clap. What's the letter of the day? Clap, clap. What's the letter of the day? Clap, clap. It's M for motivation. All right, here we go. One little booty shake for us. As we get to that 12th rep on that second side, let's come through some double leg bridges here. So we loosen up the hamstrings, then we strengthen the hamstrings. So, you want a kiss? All right. Double leg bridges, where we bridge those hips up off the ground. Bridge those hips up off the ground, and we hold those hips up at the top for a split second, and then we come down and release down to that mat. Going slow through this movement now to get us started here. Like I said, we are going to get through kind of a culmination style workout of everything we've done so far this month. But this first couple of minutes is just steady. We loosen up the hamstrings, we strengthen the hamstrings. Now we're going to loosen up the core, then we're going to look to strengthen the core. So I'm laying down flat on my back right now. I want to bring my knees up towards my elbows, and then let my feet come right back down to the ground here. So it's a flat back, lower ab crunch. Just the movement of the legs is forcing that focus to come towards our lower abs. Looking for 10 to 12 reps on that lower ab crunch. And then we're going to come through a flat back upper ab crunch as well. So right about now, when you're on that 12th rep, allow the legs to pause here at the top, knees over the hips. Release the bend in the arms, the cross in the arms. Fingertips are right around my ears. Slow and steady, I want to crunch my shoulder blades off the ground as my elbows come up to my knees. Loosening up the core. Getting some strengthening movements on the core as well. And then we're going to make our way over to our flat back tabletop position on this 12th rep right here. So just to get a little bit of a blood flow in on that warm up, I want to now make my way over to a tabletop position here. And we're going to look to continue that focus on the core over this next minute or two. So I'm going to flat back, neutral spine. My neck is neutral. I want to extend my right arm straight in front of my right shoulder. And as I do, I want my left leg to straighten out right out from that back left glute here. So I am as long as my body can be from my fingertips right across my shoulder, across my back, glute engaged, hamstring engaged, to pointed toes. So my body is as long as it could be diagonally right across from fingertip to pointed toes. And then right away, what I want to do is I want to crunch my elbow towards my knee on my inhale, and then exhale and come right back up to that long body. Hold on that exhale. Being steady and being in control to start off today's workout is going to be our mantra of this first couple of minutes. Breathing is completely controlled through our yoga flow that we're going to come to. But this core engagement and the control of our breathing, control of our body movement comes from the strength of our core. Good. Find a pause in our tabletop position here. And let's come through just a couple of cat-cows now. As I inhale, I drop my pelvis and look forward. As I exhale, I round the back and look down between my legs. Inhale, drop that pelvis, look forward. Exhale, round that back. Now we got to come to that other side. My left arm comes forward, straight in front of that left shoulder. My right leg comes straight out back behind my body. Again, I'm as long as my body can be from my left fingertips right through my pointed right toes. Holding it here for a good 20 to 30 seconds before we come to that controlled movement. Inhale as I crunch my knee towards my elbow under my midsection. Exhale as I extend long. Hold on that exhale. If anything, we want to try to hold that exhale a little bit longer than we did with each rep before. Feel that contraction of the body as well as that knee approaches that elbow. Even allow that knee to come inside the elbow if we can. Good. Find that neutral tabletop position once again. This time I want to give a little bit of attention to the pecs and shoulders. I want to pale my body open as I bring my right arm up towards the sky. Hold it here at the top for a breath. Then I want to fold it all the way down. So I bring this right arm right under the body so that my right shoulder comes down to the yoga mat. My right ear comes down to that yoga mat. And I find a nice stretch here, laying down flat on the ground. That's good. Finding some stillness here. Bring that focus to the breathing. Feeling this stretch wherever you might. Sometimes if you're feeling tight through the hips, you might feel a stretch there. The back, the shoulders obviously get a little bit of stretch here as well. And now what I want to do is I want to bring some movement into those two positions. So I want to come all the way up and open at the top on my inhale. At the top of my inhale, I start that movement back down, sweep the ground, give myself a pat on the back at the bottom. Inhale back up on the way up to the top. Exhale, sweep down, pat on the back, giving ourselves that credit for showing up today. Even if we missed yesterday, missed the last 2 days, missed the last week, missed the last month, whatever it was, we're here right now. So we got to practice that positive self-talk, that self-gratitude. If we're able to do that with ourselves and we'll be able to do it with others, we'll be happier. Those around us will be happier. That's a good outcome from any kind of focus that we could bring. Good. Let's switch sides. Find that neutral tabletop first. Remember, we open it up first and we stay way up top at the top of this stretch here. And we just take inventory on the body on this side now. How does this side feel compared to that first side that we came through? I could already feel my right hips a little bit more tight than my left. So just from that little bit of movement already, I'm feeling that. Folding that left hand down, I want to land that left shoulder down to the yoga mat, that left ear down towards that yoga mat. My right arm can come forward slightly to get a little bit more of a stretch through here. But we find that stillness through this stretch. Take another deep breath here, maybe even two. If this stretch is feeling good for you, feel free to stay here even longer if you need to. But otherwise, we want to come up to that dynamic movement of those two positions. So I inhale on my way up, I exhale on my way down. I give myself that pat on the back at the bottom of this movement. Down and up we go. Your own pace, listening to your body, and again, giving yourself that credit for showing up. Easy to do now while we're still getting through this first easy breezy part of this workout. But as we up the intensity, try to keep that mentality of self-positive talk, self-gratitude, because we will start to flow a little bit starting from now. Coming back to that tabletop. Inhale, let's come back to a child's pose, and let's stay here for 3 deep breaths. That first deep breath in this child's pose, my arms are outstretched in front of me. I allow my hands to almost drag back against that yoga mat to feel the lats engage, the upper back, the shoulders engage. My second breath, I want to walk both hands over to the left side of my yoga mat, and as I do, that right hand comes all the way off to the side, onto the floor on the outside of that yoga mat. Feeling that stretch through that right side of the back, that lat on this side. Slowly traveling those hands all the way over to the right side of that yoga mat now, feeling that left side, that left lat. Get that same equal and opposite stretch that that right side just did. Whenever you need to, you come back to this child's pose as rest, as recovery from anything that we might be doing over this next 10, 12 minutes. But this is the last time that we're staying here for a breath together. So breathe it in, breathe some energy, breathe some positivity into yourself now. On the exhale, let's flow forward through that baby upward facing dog. Let those hips drop down to that yoga mat. Elbows towards the rib cage. The front side of that body is open, looking up towards the sky. Inhale, exhale, push back to a downward facing dog. And in this downward facing dog, the first time that we're here, allow your body to do what it needs. So my body's telling me that the calves and Achilles are really tight, specifically on my right side. So I'm going to walk that dog in place a little bit and then hang out on that right side by bringing my right heel towards that yoga mat. But if it feels good for you to just hang out in that downward facing dog, hang out in that downward facing dog. Maybe bend both knees a little bit more than you had. Just mess around in this position here and see what your body needs and how it's feeling and how it's responding to any of these little movements that you're doing. Shake that head yes a little bit. Shake that head no a little bit. And then let's find stillness in this downward facing dog. That downward facing dog is an inverted V, so think about that. Those hips are the highest point. It's the point of that V. Slight little bend in the elbows, that's okay. Shifting those hips back a little bit more to take the pressure off the shoulders. And from here, I want to walk all the way up to standing and come to a folded forward position here. Again, kind of like we did in that downward facing dog, allow yourself a little bit of movement here. Maybe sway side to side, maybe come halfway up and then come back down into that stretch. Shake that head, yes. Shake that head, no, a little bit. Get that tension out of the head, neck, and shoulders. Release the tension in those hands right out through the fingertips. And then find that stillness once again. Let's start to flow from here. Inhale, come halfway up to a flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up. I want to come to a baby back bend here at the top. Hips are the furthest point forward that I could be to my body. My palms are forward, but my elbows are back. My heart is open. Inhale here, exhale, root to reach. Sweep the feet, come to a flat back once again. Energy in this flat back. My palms are pressed into my shins or my knees. One more inhale here, step back to a high plank, and in that high plank, we hold it. That core engagement we started off with here, from the flat back crunches to the extended bird dogs from the tabletop position, and now that core strength by way of a high plank is where we're at. Breathing that energy in, again, getting that tension out of the head, neck, and shoulders if we can, by maybe bringing the chin to the chest, then looking up a little bit, then finding that neutral neck. Looking down right between the hands. From this high plank, we inch forward, drop down towards the ground for our first slow moving chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. While we're in this downward facing dog, I want to raise my right leg up towards the sky and peel it open right away. From here, I want to step my right foot to my right hand for warrior one. My back left foot is at a 45-degree angle, but that back left leg is straight. Arms are up, energy coming right through those fingertips, all the way down the arms, through the hips and coming out through the midpoint of those feet. but both even and balanced here. Inhale, exhale, bring those hands down, push back to a downward facing dog. And right away, let's raise our left leg up and peel that open here. Step that left foot to the left hand for warrior one on this side now. Stick that same position here, just like we did on that first side. Allow yourself to sink down a little bit deeper into it. And allow yourself to bring your focus back to your breathing as you feel it start to get out of control. Just try to bring that focus back to it whenever you need to. Hands come back down, push back to that downward facing dog. Bring the feet close together and back now. Raise your right leg up and peel it open. Step that right foot between the hands for warrior two down the center of this yoga mat. My right foot is in the center of the front part of this yoga mat. My back foot is perpendicular to the front foot. So it's parallel with the back of my yoga mat. And from here, I want to just kick up to a high triangle here. So I straighten out that right leg. Bring the arms up, almost together when we're at the top. Now I want that to be my inhale, and then I want my exhale to come right back to that warrior two. Inhale, extend, stand that right leg straight. Exhale, come back to that warrior two. Again, inhale up. Exhale, down. Stay here now. Now my inhale, front leg doesn't move. This front bend in the knee stays the same. Reverse the warrior. And then come to an extended side angle on the exhale. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended side angle. One more time, inhale, reverse. Let that left hand come down that back left leg. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, push back to that downward facing dog. And now that left leg comes up and peels open before stepping that left foot between the hands for warrior two down the center of this yoga mat. We stick that position first, right? For a breath or two, we stay here. We sink deeper into it if we can. Now on my inhale, I want to come up, straighten that front leg, bring those hands together, high. And then the exhale, we come back to that warrior two. Inhale, high, hands together, high five to ourselves. Exhale, warrior two. One more time, inhale up. Exhale into that warrior two and stick there one more time. Now that front leg doesn't change in its bend at all. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Left hand to the sky, right hand down that back right leg. Exhale, extended side angle. That left forearm comes to that left quad. That right arm reaches forward. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended side angle. One more time, inhale, reverse. Extended side angle, but right down. We bring those hands down. We push back to a downward facing dog. We bend the knees, we walk, step, or float those feet up to standing. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up. Hands to heart center, right here. Shake those arms out, shake those legs out. A good little yoga flow, a couple of clapped hands for ourselves to get us through that warm-up. And now we're ready to work here. We are ready to get that energy up through these next couple of minutes. High energy, high intensity, cows and core is going to be the names of the game. So right away, I want you to make your way back down to a child's pose. And remember, I said you can make your way to a child's pose as recovery from any of our higher energy stuff that we're doing if and when you need to. So our goal over the next 6 to 12 minutes is going to be 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off of anything that we're doing. I'll worry about the clock. You just worry about working when you're supposed to work, recovering when you're supposed to recover, and then allowing yourself to fail when you need to, but then pushing yourself to join back with us when you can, all right? So we're in our child's pose right now. Our first movement is going to be that high intensity movement, and it's going to be mountain climbers. Mountain climbers, we start it up in 3, 2, 1. It's 20 seconds only. And we are off and running with it now. far and wide between the feet if we can. Think of that upper body being in that high plank that we were in for a long time earlier. 20 seconds only. We can land down to our hands and our knees now. Making our way up to standing. Our next movement. Stationary high knees. So we are walking or jogging in place, whatever works for you, but we are to it now. Light on those feet, feeling free to almost just keep those feet engaged down onto the mat. But if you're feeling good, if you're feeling strong, pick that pace up a little bit. Release the tensions in the arms. Let those arms flow. Like I said, it's a walk or a jog, and it's for 20 seconds only. 3, 2, 1, find that pause. Body weight squats or squat jumps come up next. 20 seconds of them. Again, you can get some space between your feet in the ground. That is what we're looking for. Getting that heart rate up, getting that intensity up, getting that energy up. But slow it down to body weight squats if and when you need to. Time. Making our way over onto our backs now. 3 higher intensity calisthenics. 3 ab exercises now. Flutter kicks, hands under the butt. Let's do it. One leg out, one leg up. Engagement of the core is key. That's what we want to think about through these first reps of the ab work of the day. Tightening up that stomach like it's ready for someone to walk right across us. Time. Let those feet down. Instead of flutter kicks now, it's a seated twist. I'm back at a 45-degree angle. My hands come down to either side of my body, on my right side of my hips, then the left side of my hips. If you can bring your feet off the ground, give that a shot. But that core engagement, the twist of the upper body, the rotation of the shoulders. Think about getting your shoulders square to each hip as you come across. Time. Third and final ab exercise. Down flat onto our backs. Right elbow to left knee. Left elbow to right knee. Bicycle crunches. We are there right now. 20 seconds. A lot more reps now. Quicken that pace up if you can. Time. We are up to standing. Alternating forward lunges. I'm standing at the back of my yoga mat. My feet are wide. Big step forward with that right foot. Push back to standing. Big step forward with that left foot. Now, if you're feeling up for it, you can pick this pace up a little bit more. Or you can slow this pace down more if you need to, too. Like I said, I've been having some knee issues this week. So I'm slowing down big time. Time, that's good. From our alternating lunges to our jumping jacks. Light on our feet. Modification for this is step jacks if you need it. Like I said, my knees have been bugging me. You can go to step jacks if you need to right out of the gate here, or stay with those jumping jacks. But it's about the movement, especially throughout this whole circuit here. Movement through everything is key. Time. Down onto our back. Last quarter of this circuit now comes to our leg raises. Hands under my butt. Legs are straight. Down and up we go. 20 seconds of them. Looking to get anywhere around 8 to 10, maybe 12 reps. But again, think about how tight that stomach wants to be at the bottom of this movement specifically. Up and down we go. But at the bottom, you're bracing for that. Somebody walking the plank across your midsection. Time. Legs up to 90. Legs don't move. Arms overhead. Try to get those shoulder blades off the ground. Feel free to slow this movement down a little bit as well. Cut the momentum out of the movement. Time. Last exercise of this circuit before our first recovery. Three of those last two movements together. Jackknives. Arms can move, legs can move. They meet over the midsection. Back is flat, or you can balance on the butt if you can. So it's here or here. Modify if you need to, earning that recovery that's coming our way, because it's coming our way right now. Good work. Drink some water up. Like I said, today's workout's a culmination of a lot of the stuff that we've been doing all month, but we're looking for a little bit of improvements if and when we can. So if that's intensity of a movement that we're doing, if that's reps of a movement that we're doing, if that's added sets of a movement that we're doing, any inch towards our goal is better than any inch away from it, right? Any inch towards our goal of getting better, getting stronger, getting healthier, staying happier is what we're looking for. So the way that we're going to get better now is we're going to come through that whole circuit one more time. We're going to cut the time off, all right? So it's 20 seconds total, buzzer to buzzer. We're going to try to work for as much of it as we can, but it's only 20 seconds of work. So those buzzers are going to come a lot quicker. That means that our transitions will have to be a lot shorter, but we want that heart rate up this whole time, all right? So get up there with me. Let's get ready to work here. We start off with our mountain climbers, and we go for 20 seconds in 3, 2, 1. Let's go for mountain climbers. We're off and running now. Less talking, less coaching, more working here is what we want. Time, there's our buzzer. We're up to standing. Stationary high knees. Walking or jogging in place. That's where we're at right now. Feel free to move around that living room a little bit more. Move that energy into yourself. Some positive energy into your room, into your environment. Squats or squat jumps. Let's go. On the buzzer. On the buzzer. You know what they look like. Just working through the whole thing now. Your knees become that seated twist on the buzzer. There it is. They're talking to us now. That failure's approaching at the end of each one of these movements. Seated twist to bicycle crunches. Let's do it. Again, modify when you need to. Even if that entails skipping a full movement or something. Skipping a full exercise. That's fine. Up to standing. Alternating forward lunges. We're halfway through this. Second time through this circuit. Lunges. Feel free to open up that heart. As that failure approaches, learn to smile as it tries to get you to fall down. That wall of failure. You see when it's coming. Jumping jacks. You see when that wall of failure is coming. You got a couple choices. You can start to gradually slow down. Check it out. Decide to turn around. Or you drop the shoulder. You accelerate towards it. You might find it with burpees especially, but that's okay. When you find your failure, give yourself that encouragement to get back up, get back to work, and find new levels of failure. With each new level of failure is more success for us. Last minute of this one, leg raises. Let's do it. From leg raises to toe touches. knives, any version of them that you can, and feel free to modify. But try out those jack and getting that body long at the bottom. Fold it up at the top. Abs are talking to me. My heart rate is talking to me. But we earned that right to recover right now. Drinking some water up. But it's taking people longer to get up off the ground. I know that you're getting tired. Even Amelia Joyce Walsh took some time to get up from that one. Good work. But we are not done yet. We're coming back to our 30-second buzzer. And long story short, we're not done with those exercises yet. We've gotten through 2 sets of it. You modify out of them if and when you need to, but now you know all the stuff that we're going to be mixing in as recovery from some strength work that we're doing. Biceps and triceps are the goal of the rest of this workout. 1 bicep movement, calisthenics. 1 tricep movement, core. We come through it 3 times so you know what it's going to look like, okay? We got a 30-second buzzer coming our way. And our first movement is going to be standing hammer curls. Hammer curls and then flat back skull crushers are our 2 strength movements here, okay? But we go hammer curls, then mountain climbers. Skull crushers, then flutter kicks. Back to our hammer curls, and then up. We're not doing the mountain climbers again. So every time we come through one of those calisthenics, we only have to do them once. So the second time, instead of the mountain climbers, it'll be those stationary high knees, all right? But we start with our standing hammer curls. Enough talking, Thomas. Let's get back after it here. Hammer curls, 12 to 15 reps. Let's get after it here. Our buzzer is keeping us honest. So let's coach it. More moving for you guys. Twelve to 15 reps, hammer curls. Weights down and out of the way. As promised, we get those mountain climbers out of the way early. Let's do it, 20 seconds of them. That gives us 10 seconds to get over onto our backs for our skull crushers, those tricep extensions from flat on our back. Back is flat, arms are up. We hinge at the elbows, and then we press those weights right back up. Weights come down slightly overhead. Those triceps get the bulk of this movement. Again, right around 12. It's coming up next. If you want to do those holding dumbbells over your chest, feel free to give that a shot. 20 seconds of them. Let's do it. Still into this first set. No. That's what this circuit looks like. We come back up to standing. Set number 2, we come back to those hammer curls. 30 seconds. Feeling those biceps doing all the work here. Purpose to the movement, right? Purpose. No swaying of the upper arms. All tucked. Instead of our mountain climbers like we do in the first set. Stationary high knees. It's just the movement. Be loose. Be relaxed. Let those arms flow. Positive energy through our recovery, through our work. Time. I feel like one of those car wash inflatable tube guys. Down for those skull crushers. So 10, 12, 15 reps, somewhere in that range. Instead of those flutter kicks, it's that seated twist. And you could do this with a dumbbell if you'd like to. But it's that controlled twist. Two sets down. One set to go, transition safely up to standing. It's back to those hammer curls. Set number 3 and final for these hammer curls. Well, it's tough for me here, but I'm struggling through. 13, 14, 15. Instead of running in place, it's those squat jumps or body weight squats. 2, 9. Third and final time with those skull crushers. We get back down to it. 12 to 15 reps. Finishing strong here. Bicycle crunches started off real slow. Torturous pace. Right to left, left to right. Twist and extend. Quick pace for 10 reps. Ready, set, let's go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. One time. Drink some water up, earn that recovery. Moving right along in this workout here. We are almost done. We got another circuit coming up next. Biceps and triceps, still the focus of our movements here. Instead of our hammer curls, it's bicep curls. Palms facing forward. 12 to 15 reps. Then we'll come through the other cal and core movements that we did in that warm-up. I'll talk you through it as we approach it. And again, modify as much as you need to. If you can't do something else, right? Modify if and when you need to. But it's bicep curls for our strength work. When we get to it, it's bent over tricep extensions for our tricep strength work. But I'll talk us through it. Open up that heart now for these bicep curls. 3, 2, 1. It's 12 to 15 reps, and we are back off and running. Tail end of this workout now. We bring that same energy that we brought to that first minute. That same positive self-talk. Gratitude for ourselves and then for others too. Our community is here with us. Feed off of that. 12 to 15 reps. Let those weights down. Alternating forward lunges. Right to it now. From the back of that mat. Wide base. Open heart. As promised, bent over, tricep extensions. The extension of that arm, those arms going at the same time. Squeezing that upper arm, those triceps doing the work. Like we did with those flutter kicks, if you want to hold the weight straight up over your chest, feel free to give that a shot. The movement of the legs controlled by the stability of the core, the strength of the lower abs. That is what this circuit looks like. The bicep curls come back from the buzzer. That transition up starts now. Bicep curls. Set number 2. Let's do it. If teams a struggle finding that failure, if and when we can, jumping jacks, light on those feet. Right back to it. Tail end of this workout, guys. Coming right along with it. We got 3 minutes of work left. Bent over tricep extensions coming back down. Good night, you Ruby back down here for motivation. Huh? Ruby, you want to talk us through it up down here? Bent over tricep extensions. Let's get back to it. Stick that form. Elbows are up, they stay up. We squeeze those triceps. Pressing back. All about that press back. Those triceps controlling the movement here. Making our way back down onto our backs. Again, if you want to try this with a dumbbell, this is what it looks like. Legs are up. My dumbbell is in my hands. I just try to push my dumbbell up towards my feet, getting my shoulder blades off the ground. Time! Up to standing. One more time through it. Bicep curls is where we stop. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Burn out steps here. Get those reps in, even if you have to go to alternating curls or a single dumbbell. Woo, baby, finding that feeling. Burpees, low impact is fine. High plank, wide feet, stand tall. Step or jump back. Feel free to step back to that high plank, then step up to standing at the top. Time. Bent over tricep extensions, last 15 reps here. Pressing those weights back. Squeeze those triceps. If you want to try this last one with holding that dumbbell, we put together those last 2 movements. Or you could do jackknives, or you could do that flat back full body crunch. But it's a 90-degree leg raise, dumbbell push. 90-degree leg raise, dumbbell push. Landing up to a seated position. Coming into a hamstring stretch. Coming into a folded forward hamstring stretch now. That's a lot of leg movement for a non-legs focused lift, right? It mix in too much leg strength, but those mountain climbers, those burpees, those lunges, those squat jumps, the legs should be feeling it pretty good. So I'm in a L position here. My legs are out straight, or just about straight. I want to bring some energy into my upper body here first. Inhale, exhale, try to fold that body in half and bring those hands to the ankles, to the heels, to the knees. Wherever you land is the only range that I want you to focus on. So you're not trying to overdo anything here. The last 90 seconds of our work here is meant to get that heart rate back down under control while we focus on a little bit of flexibility. But 90 seconds of flexibility after 45 minutes of some high intensity work usually isn't quite enough. So any stretch that feels good for you over this next couple of minutes, feel free to come back to it once we log off or once you X out of this workout. Give your hamstrings some plenty of attention, right? After about 45 seconds to a minute, you usually feel a little bit of a release. So you're able to fold down just a little bit more. If you're at that point right now, fold that body a little bit more and hold that new stretch. Otherwise, we want to come out of that slowly. I want to make my way over to my hands and my knees, coming through just one hip flexor stretch on each side. I'm on my right knee. My left foot comes forward. My hands can come right onto that front knee, that front left knee. I can come up onto the ball of my back foot if I want to give my calf and Achilles a little bit of attention there. But if that doesn't feel right, feel free to be right at the top of that back foot. And the more that we lean into this rear right knee, the more that we'll feel that stretch through this right quad, this right hip flexor. Now from there, that release that we'll feel is when we allow ourselves to bring our right hand up, peel that hip open by driving it out to the right as my right arm up top kind of comes across my body. So we feel that good stretch through this right hip right here. And again, like I said, we're only staying in this stretch 30 seconds, 45 seconds together. But any stretch that feels good in the time frame that works for you, if you have it, great. If not, if you're wrangling up some kids or trying to get dinner on the stove, maybe come back to it right before you shower, right before you get into bed. Let's switch sides here. Finding time to prioritize the stuff that we need, and everybody could use flexibility. So come back to it if and when you can, even if that means, like I said, once the kids are in bed or once you're done with your food and done with your dessert for the night, you're watching Netflix, the Bruins or the Celtics or anything, pop down on the floor, come to some of these stretches, jump onto our YouTube channel or anybody's YouTube channel and find a stretch that works for any body part that's ailing you. The information is out there. It's just a matter of you prioritizing what you need to do, setting the intentions, and then using the community around you as accountability, but as encouragement more than anything. And that's what we've gotten most out of this program so far, and that's why we're going to try to keep it going next month too. So right now, midpoint of the week, we just made Wednesday's workout work for us, and now it's just about making the rest of our week the best of our week. All right, guys? Great job.
Good team.
Bye.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Amanda.
Thanks, Thomas.
Bye,
Thank
Anna.
you.
Great.
Thank
Great job.
you. Thanks, everyone.
There you go.
Have a good one.